Let's be real. You can't tell me that there isn't something mesmerizing and magnetic about women who always look put together, about women who always look elegant, feminine, and that smell good all of the time. But the thing is that this isn't random. It's not by chance. These type of women follow a certain set of habits and of tips that gets them to have that type of appearance. And in this video, I'll be sharing with you exactly what those tips are. Now, keep in mind that looking clean is not about owning and having expensive products. It's about the consistent little habits that I'm about to share with you in this video and working with what you already have. I also don't want you to feel obligated to adapt all of these tips at once because that's easily going to get overwhelming for you. You just need to focus on 2 to 3 tips at a time and then come back to the video when you're ready to embody the next tip. But most importantly, I want you to take these tips as a ritual and not as a chore. Don't look at them as an obligation and instead be present and romanticize each experience. That is how you're going to enjoy it. But all right, this is how you're going to glow, smell good, and look effortlessly polished every day. Tip numero uno is going to be to have a weekly reset ritual. And although these tips are not in a particular order, I think that this is a really good starting point. I want you to remember that having a good appearance and smelling good is not just about the surface level stuff. So we're going to cover even the deeper stuff all throughout these 6 tips. Okay, so tip number 1, you want to have a day out of the week where you reset for the week ahead. Think of this as your mini spa self-care day so that you can reset your beauty and your hygiene routine. However, we first need to set some ground rules so that you can get the best results possible. When you think about self-care and using certain products, you can't just use whatever products you have laying around your house or whatever products you can find at the store. What I mean is, and one of the most important things that you can do is using products that are specifically for your hair type and your skin type. So before anything, I need you to go on the internet and do some research on what type of skin and what type of hair you have particularly. This is without exceptions. After that, this self-care reset day is going to consist of deep skin exfoliation. I personally have been using Tree Hot for the longest. I mean years and years and years, and I absolutely love them. This is the one that I'm currently on. It's called Moonlight Glow, and it's my favorite color, lilac. I'm like obsessed, and it works really great. But really, you can use even coffee exfoliators or coffee scrubs, whatever they're called, and you can also do dry brushing before you shower. I've heard that that works really, really great. I haven't tried it, but I've heard so many good benefits about dry brushing before you shower. You're also going to be doing a hair mask for 30 minutes to an hour, but again, with products that are best for your hair type. For example, I have high porosity hair. That means that my hair absorbs moisture very easily, but it also doesn't retain it easily. So I have to use deep and heavy moisturizers only. And my hair has absolutely been loving the Mielle line. Really, any of their products is great, but this is the deep conditioner that I use. It's a strengthening mask. So anything that says strengthening or moisturizing will work so great for dry, high porosity hair. And there is this water test that you can do to test the level of porosity that your hair has. But if I'm being completely honest with you, it did not work for me, so I don't really recommend it. My test says that I have low porosity when I have high porosity. And it's basically when you put a piece of your hair without any product in your hair on a cup of water, and if it stays on the top, you have, I believe, low porosity. If it's in the middle, you have normal. If it sinks, you have high porosity. For some people it has worked, but it didn't for me. What I did instead was simply observe my hair and figure it out that way. The other thing that you're going to do on this self-care reset day is a face mask. Again, for the 3rd time, but with products that work for your skin type. I personally use glycolic acid pads because they're amazing for exfoliating your skin and also evening your skin tone. And I do this about once or twice a week, and I also do avocado mask once in a while. And here's why you need to understand and know what skin type you have specifically. Because let's say that you have oily skin, then you should only be using oil-free products. And if you have dry skin, then you need to use products that are rich in hydration and deeply moisturizing. And lastly, you want to take this self-care day as a time to change your bed sheets, as a time to trim your eyebrows, to clean up your nails, to wax or shave, and so on. Tip numero 2 is going to be all about glowing from the inside out. And this is something that I've taken more and more seriously over the past year. and honestly, it's been quite the game changer. This is about drinking and eating accordingly so that you can have glowy, healthy skin and hair. First things first, girl, is that you need to stay hydrated. And I don't know about you, but I don't like simple, boring water. To me, it's just tasteless. So I usually make myself a very appealing, hydrating, fruit-infused water cup 3 to 4 times a week. Because not only will it taste better and it'll be easier to drink, but it's all around good for your health. Fruit-infused waters are antioxidant. They have vitamins, it detoxifies, and it supports your digestion system. But you want to know even a more powerful way to glow from the inside out? It's to juice, baby. And I mean it. Juice, I tell you. I usually juice about 2 to 3 times a month, but ideally you want to do them once a week, but sometimes I just don't have the time, so it is what it is. Either way, doing this will get you feeling and looking the best and the healthiest and the cleanest you've ever felt. The thing is that natural juices are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and they also support your immune system, your digestive system, but it doesn't just stop there. These juices also boost your energy, and of course, they promote healthy skin and hair. One of my all-time favorite juices to make is the easy 3-ingredient juice. It's simply made of beets, carrots, and red apples. That's it. You can also do carrots, oranges, turmeric, and coconut water. And of course, you can also and always just go with the classic green juice, which is just cucumber, spinach, celery, lemon, green apples, and ginger. Ginger and turmeric are going to be powerful no matter where or how you use it. The last thing that you need to do to glow from the inside out is simply to eat healthy. I guarantee you that the majority of your acne and bloating problems comes from the way that you eat, from what you're putting in your body. And girl, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Healthy eating is really not that complicated. It's all about the habit. It's all about what you're used to. And this is coming from someone that never ate healthy and was absolutely obsessed with only eating carbs. And where you want to start is by focusing on cutting out processed foods. Cut out as much fast food, chips, cookies, sweets, sugar, pizza, and all those junk foods that you can think of that you buy at the store in a box or whatever. They are literally killing you. And the reason why you have gut problems, the reason that you keep breaking out, the reason why you have no energy. And don't get me wrong, I'm also not saying that you can't ever have this type of foods. It doesn't mean that you won't ever again get to have a slice of pizza, but your primary diet should consist of whole foods. These are your fresh produce, your balanced diet with veggies and fruits. And also, it's not that carbs are bad for you, they're not, but you want to eat more complex carbs. You want to eat more homemade foods, because when you eat homemade foods, you actually know what's going in there and you can control what's going in there. Okay, so we talked about having a deep weekly reset routine, but for the best and ultimate results, you also need to maintain this routine on a daily basis. So tip number 3 is going to be your daily skin and body care routine. In general, there are 3 main types of products that you want to use on a daily basis for your face and, of course, according to your skin type. The first product that you want to use is a cleanser. I use the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser, and this is normal to dry skin types, because that's what I have. I have normal to dry skin. And this is amazing. I mean, it works, it does what I need it to do, but sometimes I do need a little deep cleaning, and that's when I exfoliate, or when I use my glycolic acid pads, which these are the ones that I've been using, and I use about twice or once a week. The second thing that you want is a toner. And for me, the pads, they're the toner. They're so great because they work as a toner and as a cleanser and as everything. Well, no, not everything, but you know what I mean. I also do use this as a daily toner though, and I just got this for the first time at Ulta, and oh my goodness, I wish I would have gotten it sooner. This is the Ole Henriksen. Wait, Barrier Booster Orange from it. You know what? I'm just gonna show you. This is what it looks like, okay? This is amazing. This literally smells like freaking oranges, and it will leave your skin glowing because it has vitamin C in it. And the last thing that you want to do is simply use a moisturizer. And because I have normal to dry skin, oil for me works great, so that's usually what I use after applying these 2 things. You want to use a gentle daily cleanser because this is what's going to remove buildup and dirt and oils that you've accumulated throughout the day. You then want to use a brightening toner or a serum to even out your skin tone. So for me, it's this two right here. Again, any products with vitamin C is going to do the work. I highly recommend. And just remember that if you're going to be using glycolic acid, whether it's in the pads form or the liquid form, you don't want to use them every single day, specifically if you have dry skin. If you have oily skin, it is more safe to use them on a daily basis, but still I would say make sure that you stay in a lower percentage, so something between like 5 to 7%. I think these are a little bit higher, but I only use them once a week because if not, they can also really dry out your skin, so you just want to be a little careful. But also, if you're moisturizing as you should, this shouldn't really be a problem. After all of this and using these 3 main products every single day, you can use additional products if needed. For example, if you have excessive or stubborn acne or hyperpigmentation that need deeper penetration and care, then you might need to use something more intense and something else on top of these things. But for most people with normal skin types, this should be more than enough. Okay, now let's talk about your body care and daily routine. If you want to have clean, clear and soft skin, you need to be using some sort of body exfoliator on a daily basis as well, outside of your weekly exfoliation practice and routine. And what I'm talking about is using exfoliating gloves, exfoliating sponges, brushes, cloths, or pads. And you want to use this with your regular soap that you use every time you shower. But again, it really all just depends on what your skin type needs. The second thing that you need to be doing on a daily basis for your body is moisturizing it, okay? You need to moisturize on a daily basis. Don't you dare put on an outfit without first putting some sort of lotion or oil on. Although, I will say, ditch the lotion. I don't know why people still use lotion. And I mean, I guess I shouldn't be saying that because if it works for you, it works for you. But lotion just isn't F for me. When I switched over to using oils, my skin has become extremely soft to the point where other people are noticing it. And if you don't like oils, you could also do body butters. And there are oils that you can use for all types of body types. You can use jojoba oil, which is my favorite one of all, and you can use for all skin types. You can use coconut oil for drier skin, and you can use argan oil or grapeseed oil if you have oily skin. And of course, like I also said, you can never go with some good old shea butter. And believe me, over time, your skin is going to become baby butt soft. Please do not forget that as part of your body, you also need to take care of your beautiful yoni. And for your yoni, I specifically recommend using a different product for your private part because, you know, it's more sensitive and it requires a different type of care. You want to use something that aids in maintaining a healthy pH balance. I personally use, and this is a Dominican product, but you can find it on Amazon. I literally just got this from Amazon. And let me tell you, I've been using this my entire life. This is the most popular product known in Dominican Republic. I know none of this is advertised. These are all products that I personally use and absolutely love. But this right here, this is magical. And what's so different about it is how fresh and how clean it leaves you. The thing is that it leaves you sort of like with this minty feeling. It just feels like fresh breath. You know when you brush your teeth and it feels minty and clean? That's literally how you're gonna feel down there. And I've never ever had any issues with it. So if you're interested, check it out. Ooh, I hope it's focusing. It is called 𝒚𝒐𝒖𝒓. I'll probably put it down below, all of the products that I'm mentioning in case you're interested, but I can't live without this. Like, I ran out and I was losing it. And the last, but certainly not the last tip that I have for daily care and maintenance is oral care. I'm going to start out by saying that you need to make sure that you are cleaning and scraping your tongue. And I only say this because, man, listen, I'm gonna be completely honest here. Common sense is not common sense for every person, me included. And again, this is a free judgment, no judgment zone. But as crazy as this sounds, I did not know that you are supposed to clean and brush your tongue for like the majority of my life. How? I don't know. It just never occurred to me. And once I found out that you're supposed to be cleaning your tongue as well, because mind you, I would brush, I would floss, and I would use mouthwash, but I would never clean my tongue. And once I found this out, I haven't missed a single day. That's not the case anymore. But this is why I'm making this video and sharing these type of tips, because sometimes we just don't know. So anyways, just make sure that you're doing your daily oral routine of flossing and brushing your teeth twice a day, and of course using mouthwash. And for your mouthwash, I do have a recommendation. This is 𝒑𝒏𝒊𝒏𝒈𝒇𝒖𝒍. Okay, I absolutely, oh my God, like these are my, no, but this, and this, these two, this is amazing. If you use this, you're never gonna use any other mouthwash again in your life. I wish I was being promoted right now because I swear by them. And it doesn't burn too bad either. Tip number 4 is about smelling good all day, every day. And yeah, order here and there is normal. We all have it. But if you can do something about it, why wouldn't you? The first and most basic tip is going to be to have a daily shower. Now, the key is that you're going to focus on key areas like your underarms, your feet, your intimate area. These are areas that I personally spend a little extra time on or do a little extra scrubbing on. And I actually use a scrub for my underarms because I want them light and clean and with less odor as possible. This is the 𝒂𝒂𝒂 Underarm Detox Scrub and it looks like this. I hope this thing is focusing. I don't know. You tell me. I'll put it in the description down below, but this is a pretty good one. I would rate it maybe 7 out of 10. But essentially, if you want to smell good and you want to be one of those people that people remember because when you walk by, they remember your smell and it's like, oh my God, what was that? Who was that? You want to do these tips and start out, of course, with using deodorant. You want to layer your scents. And layering your scents is another thing that I never really knew about, but that I've started doing because I'm really focusing on smells recently. But basically, layering your scents is when you put a scented lotion or oil on your body first, and then you add body mist, and on top of that you add your perfume. I normally just do the oil and perfume and that seems to do the trick. Another thing and another layer that you can add is spraying your hair, but you don't want to spray your hair with just regular perfume because that can strip your hair of your natural oils, but they do have hair mist or perfume for your hair specifically. This is a tip that people don't always think about, but that goes a long way. I've literally had people sniff my hair and tell me that my hair smells really, really good. And you can also achieve this with the products that you use. You don't necessarily have to use hair perfume. Now, you really want to know what's going to get you that natural scent and smell? Laundry care. But that's the thing. Not just doing your laundry like you normally do with your regular detergent. The trick is to use baking soda, fabric softeners, essential oils, or scented detergents so that your clothes can smell as fresh and as clean and as amazing as possible. Number 5 is going to be grooming and details. And I personally like to think of grooming as how organized your counter looks, as how tidy and put together everything looks in a room, but basically on yourself. And what would this look like on you? This would be you keeping your eyebrows shaped, brushed and plucked. This is keeping your nails and your toes cleaned, trimmed and polished. And you can always just use natural colors because they're always elegant. So if you can't get them done at the salon, just do them at home. Just brush on something quick with a neutral color or just a white color. Grooming is also doing a lip scrub or using lip balms to keep your lips moisturized, soft, and kissable. And this can be so easy to use. You don't even have to go out and buy these things. Like there's so many things that you could do at home. I personally make my own lip scrub with just honey and sugar. That's it. It's easy, effective, and affordable. And lastly, grooming is also keeping your hair as neat as possible. And yeah, hair is hair. It's going to be messy. It's going to be all over the place. But keeping it neat and combed, especially when you're going out or running errands, will give you a much better appearance. Essentially, doing and taking care of these details is going to make sure that you keep yourself looking clean and fresh. These are little things that really go a long way, especially in your appearance. Because think about when you go out and about and you see someone with eye crumbs, or you see someone with leftover sauce on their face or their teeth. So don't dismiss this as something that's not important because this is about naturally looking polished or taken care of. Tip numero 6 is going to play such a huge role in how put together, how clean and how polished you look, and that is your clothing and your style. I will say this over 1,000 times. How you look is how you feel. You have to accept and you have to know that your appearance is literally a representation of yourself. I mean, just think about your initial thoughts when you see someone in a really nice outfit versus when you see someone in clothes that are wrinkled, that are washed out, or that are simply just not presentable. You can't tell me that there isn't a different vibe or a different impression that you get from that person depending on how well they look to be put together, especially their outfit, their clothes. So if you want to make sure that you have a good appearance, think of wearing more high quality pieces and fabrics over cheap ones. I'm personally slowly but surely switching over to long lasting and better material, because in the long run, these higher quality pieces are not only going to look better, but they're going to feel better and last a lot longer. And again, you don't have to think about breaking your bank. You don't have to go out and get an entire new wardrobe with high quality pieces, because they are more expensive. But what you can do is shop for them and buy them when there's a sale, when they're in clearance, and even at a thrift store. I don't know the name, but you know what I mean. There's no shame in that. I've been there. Some words I really cannot pronounce. The other part that you want to consider when dressing elegantly is to keep your clothes ironed or steamed. You want to keep them free of lint, and you basically want them to look neat, specifically when you have an event to go to. Don't you dare go out to a date, to a gathering, to a birthday, to whatever with your clothes being wrinkly. I personally think there's nothing worse than walking out with your shirt looking like a cow just chewed it up. Like, come on, girl. This alone will make such a difference in how presentable you look, I'm telling you. But even more importantly, and to really look flattering and have a good appearance, you need to wear clothing that flatters and fits your body shape. You need to figure out what clothing looks good on you and what doesn't, because not every clothing piece is meant to fit everyone the same. Another tip that I want you to keep in mind as you are upgrading your wardrobe and trying out different things is that the next time that you go out to buy some clothing, maybe it's just a simple shirt. Instead of buying your regular shirt, buy a simple yet elegant and flattering shirt like this. This is still simple, but with a little twist on the side, a little that adds something different. And don't be afraid to play with different fabrics. If you normally wear jeans, try the wide leg dress-up pants for a change and see if you like it, because for me, I was definitely a skinny jean girl for all of my life until I tried the dress-up pants, and I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this is me. When I would wear this type of clothing, it felt like it was me, an embodiment of my higher self, of my best self, of my most elegant self. Basically, with all of these tips that I'm sharing with you, I want you to go from this type of style of dressing, which I feel is the style that we were back in the day or when we were younger, to this type of stylish dressing. And that is, of course, if you want to come off more elegant, put together, clean, and feminine. And of course, everyone has their own styles and preferences. So just play around with these new colors and different styles to see what suits you best and what you feel most comfortable in. And if you really want to spice things up and add even more to these elegant pieces, of course, don't forget about your accessories and the type of shoes that you're wearing, because you're not going to be wearing tennis shoes with dress-up pants. But in terms of jewelry, I love minimal gold accessories, like elegant, simple bracelets, earrings, necklaces, and watches. And as far as your shoes, just make sure that they're clean, make sure that they're polished, because walking around with dirty shoes is just completely unattractive. And okay, the last tip that I have to tie this all together and to complement your clothing outside of the accessories and the shoes and all those good stuff is your makeup. I feel like this is literally what ties everything together. So make sure that it's elegant, whether you like simple makeup or more layered makeup, it doesn't even matter. Just make sure that it flatters whatever you're wearing. My love, I promise you that over time, as you adapt these tips, you are going to notice such a difference in how confident you feel and how eye-catching you are to other people. Just remember that all these things don't have to happen all at once. You can always just come back to this video and revisit some of the tips and apply them as you feel ready for them. Let me know down in the comments which one of these tips you are going to be trying next, because I'm dying to know which ones you didn't really think of, which ones you're ready to start practicing so that you can embody more of that elegant, confident, feminine side of yourself. I'm so excited for you, and until the next time, bye!